Look in there. See that SpringR worm? New worm from Mann's Bait Company. And I'm fixing to tell you all about it. This worm has an amazing action. Now there's a lot of little wacky rig, little stick worms out there that you can use and fish all different styles. But this worm is very unique in the fact that it's got a spring all the way through it. So basically what happens, this worm has a tantalizing action when it falls down in the water. So basically, depending on how you rig it, it actually swims down. But another thing that it does is it entitles you to catch a very large number of fish on one worm. I've caught up to 16 fish on one worm. When you rig it wacky style, like this right here, what happens when that worm's falling is both ends of this worm undulate all the way down to the bottom. So it's got a swimming action all the way down. So you can tell when I'm just holding this worm, I'm just holding the hook, and you see how it's shaking. Well, it's got a quiver to it constantly, and it's always moving. It's always got action. It's a very unique action, and I'm telling you, you want one in your tackle box. Okay, I'm going to show you when you take your worm out of your package. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about, how to rig it. You see that little dot on that worm, like a little dimple on the worm right here. You're going to go through and you're going to take the hook, and you want to make sure you cross over one or two of the sections of that spring, so when you bring it out, you've crisscrossed through there. Now you've got it rigged, and what you want to do to check that is pull on the worm. If the worm doesn't come off the hook, that means you got it through and you're rigged and ready to go. Okay? And another way to fish this thing instead of wacky rigged is you can take it and you can nose hook it. And the same thing goes there. You want to make sure you go through a couple of the springs, and then you've got it nose hooked. You can fish it weightless nose hooked, or you can fish it on a drop shot, or you can fish it on a little flick shake head. But I normally, most of the time when I fish a flick shake head, I hook it in the middle. But also, once again, you want to take and check and make sure your hook doesn't pull back through when you go to, after you've got it rigged. That way you know you're not going to lose your worm, and you're going to catch multiple fish on the worm. Remember, the SpringR worm from Mann's Bait Company, it comes in 4-inch and 6-inch size. Get you some.